Welcome back. According to the Centers for Disease Control, 3,500 children drowned between 2004 and 2014.
That's about 10 children each day. Today we met a man whose 13-month-old children are among those statistics. ABC 7's Christopher Brantley is joining us now live from Venice with what's being done to bring down those numbers. Christopher.
Those numbers are massive, and the man that we met today has an ambitious goal of making those huge numbers of children who drown in pools go to zero.
You know, I ain't never been hit so hard in my life. It was, it brought me to my knees.
There is perhaps no one who knows the effects of drowning better than Paul DeMello. He's the father of Joshua and Christian.
Supposedly they were eating, and then the mom went to the bathroom, came back out, and they went missing.
The two 13-month-old boys had fallen into the pool. It was the last place anyone checked.
Always check the pool first. It was the last place that was checked when my boys fell into the water.
When the boys were found, their mom did exactly what any of us would do, jumped in. But according to DeMello, that caused more harm than good by not bringing the boys out of the water and onto the deck fast enough.
It's so much easier to bring them to the deck so you can have them on a flat surface and perform CPR.
Today, 7 years later, DeMello is on a one-man mission to make drownings a thing of the past. He's teaming up with the Northport Police Department to hand out some free flotation devices and teach pool safety.
If we can help one family or one child, that is really our goal here.
The police department reports they've had 4 children nearly drown and 1 fatal drowning since 2014.
It's the innocence of the child and the trauma that not only the family feels, the community feels this trauma too.
Each one of these cards represents a child who has died from drowning. This, however, is only a small fraction of the total number, a terrible statistic DeMello is forever linked to.
I cried for 13 months straight, every single day, and went to sleep crying, woke up crying. I didn't know that a human being could cry so much.
And today, DeMello hands out these pamphlets on drowning prevention, and in the pamphlet he suggests teaching kids how to swim at an early age, and he suggests all parents learn CPR. And in fact, on the back of the pamphlet he lists out step-by-step instructions on how to perform CPR. Live in Venice, Christopher Brantley, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Christopher. Such an important skill. Northport police officers will be hosting a pool safety and family fun day tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock at the Northport YMCA pool. Parents can learn about safety equipment and precautions that you should be taking with your little ones when they're near the water.
2 Florida children have already died this year due to being left inside hot cars. Nationwide, nearly 40 kids have died last year due to heat stroke. And with the arrival of summer, the Department of Children and Families is reminding parents to always stay focused and use extra safety measures to ensure that no child is accidentally left in a hot vehicle. This could include placing a briefcase or a purse in the back seat right next to the child. During hot summer days, the temperature in a car can go up 20 degrees in just 10 minutes, and children's body temperatures rise 5 times faster than adults.
It can happen to anyone. Some folks say it can't happen to me, but it certainly can happen to you. We're all caught up in very busy lives, and we just need to focus on what's important. That's our kids.
Under Florida law, it's illegal to leave a child unattended in a car any time of year. DCF says if you ever see a child left alone in a vehicle, you have a responsibility to call 911.
People living on Lido Key have watched the shoreline change dramatically over the years, but some say now it is worse than ever. This morning, Rich Hensler woke up to waves smashing against the Lido Harbor seawall. The beach was gone. Hensler says the beach desperately needs renourished. The problem is Siesta Key has filed a lawsuit against the city of Sarasota and the Army Corps of Engineers, halting the renourishment process. Siesta Key residents are worried that their beaches will be affected if Big Pass is dredged for sand for Lido Beach. Meanwhile, Lido residents and the city of Sarasota are looking for temporary fixes while they wait.
If we have any kind of a storm this summer, it could be very catastrophic. We're talking about sandbags and stuff, but again, that's a that's a Band-Aid fix at best.
Measures need to be taken to prevent erosion in the future, which really hasn't been done. When you just throw sand on the beach, it's putting a Band-Aid on it. We need to think of ways to channel the water in a way that we're not losing sand constantly.
There is a hearing in the dredging case scheduled for August.
Venice High School will become the first school in the area to field a boys volleyball team. Within 2 hours of posting a sign-up sheet, more than 100 boys signed up to play. So next spring, Venice High will have varsity and junior varsity teams with about 12 to 15 boys on each team. There are already 184 teams in the state, but none here on the Suncoast. The boys team will have to travel to Orlando, Tampa, and the east coast of Florida to play other schools.
I mean, boys have been talking to me about it for years, about why don't we have a boys team, and they've been wanting to try out for the girls team, and we have tons of fans, and volleyball is just a big thing in Venice.
It sure is, and bringing the boys volleyball team to Venice has been a goal of Coach Brian Wheatley since he started at Venice. As of now, Wheatley plans to coach both the girls and boys teams. Venice High School's girls team has won several state championships under Wheatley's guidance. I have wondered this for years.
Why
there aren't any boys teams, because they're popular in other parts of the country.
Well, that's really exciting, and so many people signed up. So it's could be a really good team.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get a check on our weather now. Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob, the weekend almost here.
Yeah, a lot of people playing volleyball out of the area beaches, too. I know on Siesta Key it's always packed, and looks like it's going to be a pretty good beach weekend, too, for outdoor activities, anything, golf, tennis, whatever you choose. It looks to be pretty good. Even boating. Boating, the waves down now, and sea conditions should be pretty good throughout Saturday and Sunday. You can see from the Van Wezel webcam, clear skies, clear sailing all across the area as a result of a high-pressure ridge which is built back in, and looks like it will stick around, too, through much of the weekend. Now, we have some showers down to our south. That gives you a little indication that things have kind of moved south now as far as the moisture content is concerned. This will work its way slowly to the north over the weekend. Although we don't have much going on now, there'll be a few, I think, scattered showers tomorrow afternoon and again on Sunday, too. So the activity won't be all that widespread or intense. But by Monday it will. Right now this appears to be a controlled burn, maybe an agricultural burn, as the burn ban has been lifted in these counties, and we're starting to see a little bit more of that. Now, as far as Fort Myers is concerned, some showers down there. Those will spread northward into Charlotte Harbor over the next couple of hours, but for the time being, staying pretty quiet. And as far as our current conditions go, we have sunshine and temperature of 88 degrees. Well, more in the forecast coming up in just a couple minutes. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. An update now on House Majority Whip Steve Scalise. He is no longer in the intensive care unit at MedStar Washington Hospital Center. Scalise was shot last week while he was practicing for the annual congressional baseball game for charity. Scalise underwent multiple surgeries. He remains in fair condition. President Trump signs a bill into law aimed at improving services for health care for veterans.
The law gives leadership at the Department of Veterans Affairs more power to get rid of employees who break department rules and protect those who uncover wrongdoing at the agency. Reforming the VA was a key pledge for President Trump on the campaign trail last year. He previously referred to the VA as the most incompetent run agency in the country. The VA has been under fire after it was revealed that dozens of veterans died or suffered due to long wait times at veterans hospitals nationwide.
Outdated laws kept the government from holding those who failed our veterans accountable. Today, we are finally changing those laws.
The legislation passed the Senate by a unanimous voice vote, and it passed the House earlier this month. Suncoast Congressman Vern Buchanan, by the way, voted in favor of the measure. Well, the hurricane season is starting off pretty busy, and now the federal agency that oversees disaster and recovery efforts officially has a leader. Today, Brock Long was sworn in as the leader of the Federal Emergency Management Agency, or FEMA, by the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security. Long previously ran Alabama's Emergency Management Agency and served as that state's on-scene incident commander during the Deepwater Horizon oil spill in 2010.
An update tonight on the police officer who was stabbed this week at the airport in Flint, Michigan. Lieutenant Jeff Neville was stabbed Wednesday. Authorities say the suspect yelled "God is great" in Arabic when he stabbed Neville with a 12-inch knife. Doctors say Neville is improving and is in good spirits.
Credit to Officer Neville. He was calm. He was cooperative. He appeared to understand the situation he was in. I think most of that probably relates to his long-term training.
Doctors say Neville could be released from the hospital in a few days. The suspect, Amor Fatoui, is facing charges. The FBI is investigating this stabbing as an act of terrorism.
Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, another sign of the ever-changing shopping times.
Sears announces yet another round of closures. Which location on the Suncoast is on the chopping block? That's coming up.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah, yeah.
It's a star-spangled 4th of July sales event going on now at Bacon's Furniture and Bedding. With 2.5 acres, Bacon's is Southwest Florida's largest furniture showroom. Beautiful furniture in any style, for any budget, with savings of 30, 50, even 70% off throughout the store. Celebrate your independence with extra savings on all Flex Steel furniture. Come see why Bacon's is voted the #1 place to buy furniture year after year. The 4th of July sales event going on now at Bacon's Furniture and Bedding in Port Charlotte. Nobody beats Bacon's.
Get ready for the most hair-raising event of the summer. Feld Entertainment and the Ringling Museum present international circus superstar Bello Nah in Incredibello, a gravity-defying, laughter-inducing, super stunt performance live at the historic Oslo Theater. Don't miss out on the must-see event of the summer, Incredibello, playing June 13th through July 29th. For tickets, visit ringling.org today.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
This Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix Minute is brought to you by Sarasota Ford.
The Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix was first organized in 1985. What began as an annual beach picnic for local children with special needs has expanded into an 11-day festival with the races televised to more than 100 countries. The entire festival is produced by Suncoast Charities for Children. The Grand Prix not only generates revenue for charity, but also a significant economic impact. Last year's event generated an economic impact of $37 million.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Monday at 4 on Suncoast View.
I'm Stephanie Roberts. On Suncoast View, we give daredevil stunts a try at the historic Oslo as part of Incredibello and Harry's Continental Kitchen's in our kitchen.
Monday at 4 on Suncoast View.
It's the disease that claims the lives of more women in the U.S. each year than any other, and new research showing that too many women don't seem to know that. ABC's Janae Norman has more findings about heart disease.
Getting a mammogram, buckling a seatbelt, wearing a bike helmet. Most women take measures to protect themselves from danger. But when it comes to the condition that takes more American women's lives each year than any other, new research suggests too many women don't even know the danger is there. It's heart disease, the #1 killer of women in the U.S., and yet a team of top doctors with the Women's Heart Alliance says in a new survey of women that nearly half of them may not realize the threat, and that means many aren't taking steps to lower their risk. When they surveyed cardiologists and other doctors, they found that even physicians don't consider heart disease a primary concern for women. That's a wake-up call for women and their doctors to know the risk of heart disease so that it can beat a long, long time. With this Medical Minute, I'm Janae Norman.
And now to Suncoast Traffic Watch. There's an accident in Manatee County. It's on the DeSoto Bridge on US 41 in the northbound lanes just before US 301. Now let's head over to Bob.
A beautiful day out there on Sarasota Bay. You can see from the Van Wezel webcam showing you calm conditions and hardly any clouds around. Some clouds, upper level clouds way off in the Gulf of Mexico, and looks to be that way through the day on Saturday and Sunday too. Not many clouds, maybe a few fair weather cumulus clouds in the afternoon. Rain chances staying below climatological levels right now. Normally we get a 50 to 60% chance for storms in the afternoon. Well below that because of high pressure building in, and also a lot of the tropical moisture has since been moved away and used up with that storm Cindy, and now we have that upper level low down to our south. That'll continue to move off very slowly to the west, so not a big factor for us. Currently, sunshine, 88 degrees. Dew point is not all that high at 72 degrees, so the heat index at 95, and winds are out of the west-southwest at 10. The pressure 2999, which is still high, and it's been dropping just a little bit. The high today was 89, right at the average. The low this morning, pretty close to it as well. And the record high 99 set back in 1998. No rainfall to report, and for the month now 10.02 inches of rain. That is well above average for the year. We're not doing too bad, just over a ½ inch below average for the entire year. And dew point temperatures are into the low to mid 70s, fairly typical for this time of year. The only thing that's atypical is the fact that we've got this dry air that has moved in, and that's a sinking air which compresses it. The heat compresses, and we have drier conditions moving on in. Right now, mid to upper 80s right near the coast, low to mid 90s inland. Arcadia at 94, 92 in Northport. The water temperature really warm, 88 degrees right now. Getting close to that bathwater temperature. 90 is about as high as it gets, sometimes a little higher. And as far as the hourly forecast goes, you can see we're expecting highs at the area beaches right around 87. Inland areas, low to mid 90s. Both looks like east of I-75, even west of it, you'll see highs in the low 90s there. And the forecast RPM model showing a few showers are possible this evening, not a lot of rain. And then it looks like things calm down after midnight. And then we'll look for this front to come down a little bit. That will cause a little west and north or southwest wind, which will favor inland areas for showers and storms tomorrow. Not much of a chance of those reaching the coast in the afternoon and evening. So our rain chances will stay fairly small tomorrow, fairly light tomorrow, and then pick up a little bit on Sunday, more so. We'll get back to more of that normal pattern with the southeasterly flow beginning on Monday and Tuesday with more showers and storms in the forecast. Temperatures right now in the 60s and 70s from the northern Rockies through the upper Mississippi Valley, and then places to the northeast. It's a little bit warmer in Boston, 85, 86 in Washington. 100 or just about there in Dallas at 99 degrees and 87 in Atlanta. Well, the National Satellite and Radar picture showing a couple of features here. Here comes the front, which is now merging with this low pressure area, which is the remnants of Cindy. And this will all cause some pretty heavy rainfall now into Kentucky, spreading to West Virginia, even into Ohio. The merging of the two systems kind of bringing a possibility of some flooding there, stretching all the way over to New York and Pennsylvania. For boaters, winds will be out of the southeast, turning to the southwest at 10 knots. And we'll have a light chop out there. So boating and beaching looks pretty good tomorrow. Water temperature at 88 degrees. That's warming up. And tides upcoming for Sarasota Bay. Running a little higher, too, because of the spring tides. Low tide will be at 819 and a high tide at 250. Low tides are lower and the highs are higher. Partly cloudy, a 20% chance for showers, 76 for a low. And then tomorrow, look for partly cloudy skies, a nice day. We'll have a slight chance for showers both on Saturday and Sunday. A better chance on in through early next week and for the remainder of the week with a 60% chance by Thursday and Friday. Well, didn't get a chance to get out because of old Mother Nature. Cindy was out there in the Gulf kind of stirring things up, but I did get some video sent in, and this is a pretty impressive video. This was from Father's Day last Sunday. A couple of kids out there with their father took their father fishing. This is the, again, Tyler and Aiden Dieters, and there's Steve Herrick of Beach Fishing Adventures, kind of coaching them along. They had hooked up a big snook. They're still catching those huge lunker snook right along the area beaches with pretty much anything they can find out there. Pinfish is the favored bait, and eventually they do get at the shore. Look at that, 34-inch snook caught right there on Longboat Key. And then Steve, he got this just a couple of weeks ago. This was, again, the same pole, the same rod, the same reel and everything that he caught 4 years ago in 2014, this huge fish. Now, I don't think it's the same one, but nonetheless, it put up a tremendous fight there, and he was using a 15-pound leader with a 40-pound, actually a 40-pound test with a 15-pound leader, and eventually he hauls this one in, and it is a big one, and the Longboat Key Observer did a story on it. Actually, it was so big, right on the area beaches there. And get a look at this. So you'll see the photo here in just a little bit. There it is, 50-inch barracuda. Wow. Yeah, right there. That's a big barracuda. So congratulations to him. And speaking of photos, get a look at this one. This is a nice size fish. You got to go a long way. They took a kid fishing up in Alaska. Trip Schwank on the right. Sarasota's finest, taking his son up there, Toby Schwanken on the left, Jay Riley back there. They were up in Alaska on a cruise.
What did they catch?
That was a nice a salmon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, nice salmon there. And then this is a jumping tarpon. They jumped 5 of them last week, and Captain Rick Grassett, they caught a lot of tarpon as well. And we saw some pretty good fish out there in the Gulf of Mexico. The Friendliest Catch tournament takes place Wednesday, and there's a special guest, Don Digman from the Hook the Future television show that's shown around the nation. And Mercury Marine donated rods and reels for this wonderful event for all the kids. So that's a great tournament. And the winners of the 87th annual Sarasota Tarpon Tournament, there they are. Brian Wright, he won. He and the fish off last weekend. He was the only one that caught a tarpon. And you can see the most releases, Dave Sugar. Dr. Dave and his wife won too.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Pretty good.
Good job.
All right. Bob, thank you.
You bet.
Well, Sears is announcing it's closing even more stores across the United States, and one of them is on the Suncoast. Sears Holdings is closing 20 more stores, in addition to the 245 closings that had already been announced this year. And on that new list is the Sears at Westfield Sarasota Square Mall on South Tamiami Trail in Sarasota. The company announced the closures to employees yesterday. The retail giant has been struggling to stay afloat among online competitors.
Home prices are going up. In fact, they've been rising every month for more than 5 years. The average existing home price climbed to $252,800 in May. That's according to the National Association of Realtors. That average price is higher than the peak hit in June of 2016 of $247,600. While home prices are going up, and that's good news for home sellers, buyers are having a tough time finding homes they can afford. Cities across the U.S. are facing major housing shortages, which means buyers have to compete for homes with bidding wars and offers well above asking price.
Good for the sellers, huh?
Right. It's one of those 50-50, yeah.
All right, entertainment news is next. Stay with us.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
What's a nice Jewish girl to do when she can't introduce her WASP boyfriend to her conservative parents? Hire an actor. Hilarious and insightful, Bo Jest is at the Players Center June 14th through the 25th, and it's your ticket to a sizzling summer. Call the Players at 365-2494 or visit theplayers.org. Don't miss Bo Jest.
Drive into Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota and discover big savings during the Drive and Discover event. Come shop the Suncoast's largest selection of Ram trucks. Get maximum cargo space and more comfort with a new Ram Quad Cab for as low as $24,999. Or get more legroom and maximum comfort with a new Ram Crew Cab and save up to $10,000. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
As a singer-songwriter, it's all about creating high-performance art that moves people. Same is true in making gorgeous cars. Fiat designs it. You're the artist.
Choose your palette just about any color combo inside out. No small wonder, state-of-the-art style Fiat.
Now this moves me.
Let the art of Fiat move you at Fiat of Sarasota.
Watch ABC7 wherever you are. Just search ABC7 on your streaming device to keep up with the Suncoast from the comfort of your couch. Download ABC7 now to watch us on TV anytime you want. ABC7, we're here for you wherever you are.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Johnny Depp is in hot water for a joke he made about presidential assassination last night.
The actor was at the Glastonbury Festival in England and said to the crowd, quote, "When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?" The comment appeared to be a reference to John Wilkes Booth, the actor who assassinated President Abraham Lincoln in 1865. The Secret Service, though, is aware of the comments. Depp also referenced Trump when he said, quote, "I think he needs help," as the crowd laughed.
Rapper Pitbull may open a charter school in Baltimore. Pitbull says an application for opening Slam Academy will be submitted soon, and the school could open by September of 2018. Sports, leadership, and management schools, or SLAM schools, already exist nationwide, including ones in Miami and Atlanta, with a 96% graduation rate. Pitbull says he thinks Baltimore is one city that needs SLAM the most.
Gene Simmons is giving up his attempt to trademark the rock-on hand gesture. Simmons is one of the founding members of the rock band Kiss. He claims he invented this and he wants to trademark it. The metal community, though, gave Simmons a lot of flack over it. And now the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office says Simmons' trademark application has been withdrawn.
The latest Transformers movie is off to a weak start at the box office. Its Wednesday opening was the lowest for any film in the franchise, but it did have a fantastic opening night in China, and it is expected to make a lot of money overseas. No other big movies are opening this weekend.
Finally tonight, a funny moment captured on live TV.
All the latest traffic to help you avoid those hotspots this Friday morning, plus lots of your photos. Put a bit of smile in your face.
As you can see, a gust of wind got the better of a weatherman in Ireland today. Derek Hartigan was giving his forecast outside under the protection of a giant umbrella when a gust of wind blew him off camera. Of course, his co-hosts found it hysterical. Yeah. There's plenty of these. I mean, even crazier than that. I mean, it's just anything can happen on live TV, as we know.
And usually does.
And usually does, yep.
We'll be right back with more live TV news.
Yeah.
Rose takes her volunteering for Tidewell Hospice very seriously. But she knows how to have fun, too. And that's what she brings when we're invited to visit patients as part of Tidewell's pet therapy program. People love to see her. She really brightens their day. She makes people smile. And in end-of-life care, a smile can be a wonderful gift. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
It's a star-spangled 4th of July sales event going on now at Bacon's Furniture and Bedding. With 2.5 acres, Bacon's is Southwest Florida's largest furniture showroom. Beautiful furniture in any style, for any budget, with savings of 30, 50, even 70% off throughout the store. Celebrate your independence with extra savings on all Flex Steel furniture. Come see why Bacon's is voted the #1 place to buy furniture year after year. The 4th of July sales event going on now at Bacon's Furniture and Bedding in Port Charlotte. Nobody beats Bacon's.